Today we're gonna learn how to use this interaction, this scroll animation in a real website. I have an example here. Look at this. This is incredible, right? I just got the same aesthetic of this website. I implemented this animation and looks really amazing. So I started using a template. I am using Curly. We have this on our AI website school, but basically this is the template, as you can see. This template is production ready, so we can use it for any service project. And after that, I'm going to create a folder with this template. Let me show you. This I have a folder here, and this is my template, Curly. So I just asked Claude to run the local servers of this website, and they create a local server. And after that, I to Claude this prompt. Okay, now let's create this section below our services. I wanted that section to be here. The prompt is very simple. I mean the instruction, because our direction is coming from our copy prompt that I'm going to show you in a moment. But basically, I am telling Claude that please adapt the style and aesthetic of the current website, of the current site, and also that I'm telling Claude that they need to delete the images. I copy and pasted this prompt. We go to our AI website school platform, and we literally copy the prompt for Claude, and that's it. And we're going to get the prompt with this component, the structure, on HTML, CSS, and the interaction as well, the scroll animation. So after that, I paste the code here. As you can see, it's a long code because it has a lot of interactions. Yeah, and Claude basically do the work, and that's it. And this is the first result. Check this out. This is the website, and check this. This looks pretty amazing. I need to improve something, like I need to get rid of this, for example. So let's do it. So now I'm going to delete these lines. I just need to give Claude context. Please delete those lines. And let's see what's the result. Claude, okay. Claude just remove the lines that I didn't like. And now we have another challenge here. Imagine we don't have this layout in mind, or we want to create some variation of these components. Now that we already implemented this component, it would be easier to based on this design. So I want to show you two approaches that I recommend when designing websites with Claude or any AI tool. This workflow works in any AI tool. We are going to use just a photo reference based on the layout we want to achieve, and another flow working with a Figma reference that is probably the best. We're going to have more control of the design and layout with that approach, and let's test it. I'm going to duplicate this section just to test workflows. Okay, so now let's see the sections. Okay, we have the first section here, and we have the second section. Okay, as I said, we have two approaches. The first approach is the full workflow. When you design in Figma, and when you design the visual system, the layout, the sections, and you just send to Claude to adapt the section in this case, in this example, or just build it. And the mixed approach is basically you don't have a Figma file at all, but you are going to give Claude a concrete visual references. In this case, we're going to work with a screenshot. So let's test first the mixed approach. We have this component, okay, but I'm not going to use Figma at all. I'm just going to use a screenshot. So I'm going to go to Claude. I am just giving Claude a concrete reference and a screenshot that please use this as a visual references, the same style and layout, but I am giving Claude the direction that this card needs to be a little taller, because as you can see, this reference, my layout is taller than this card. And let's see how it works. Now, Claude is asking me a really good question. Like, Claude is asking me if should I use this stylus font and also these icons and colors, or if should I use these website colors, these brand colors. So I'm going to go with the second option, because I don't want like this green color, right? Because we already have a design system and a style and aesthetic. So let's go with the second option. And we got the results. And to be honest, I am pretty amazed about the results. Look at this. Wow, this is better than I expected. So that's cool. Now we have the second section, and now we're going to try to use the Figma file. Now, one thing to note here. I think, let me check on production how it looks like. I think this car maybe is taller than I expected. We can also iterate, but now we're going to go with a second style of working with AI. That is the full workflow. So I'm going to click this component. I'm going to click here on dev mode. I'm going to go to MCP and I'm going to click and copy the exact prompt for that section. So I'm going to create my prompt for this workflow. So I just created my prompt, but I want to modify the section we duplicated, and that we need to use the Figma as a reference for the style and layout, and also we're going to use the brand colors and aesthetic of my brand, that is Coverly. And yeah, so now we need to wait and see the results, and let's see how it works. For this flow, we need the Figma MCP already set up and connected. That lets Claude to use Figma and all the info they get to start building with our design. So I got a question here, and they are asking me to enable the MCP. Give me a sec. Yeah, it's enabled. But yeah, I'm going to enable here. It's pretty straightforward. So now Claude is asking me about some options. The third option that basically is copy the exact specification from Figma and match the orange and Laura from my brand colors of Coverly. And also, as I duplicated the sections, Claude is a little confused right now, so I'm going to just clarify Claude to they don't need to worry about that section 1. Okay, let's see what's the result. Well, you can see Claude. So as you can see, Claude already finished second section, and look at this. I am really impressed for the precision, and I just want to explain this type of those workflows that we see on this, and basically we have the interpretation mode that I also called the mixed approach, but I want to rename it to the interpretation mode. I think it's precise, because here you give Claude a reference and Claude fills in the gaps, and it used the image. We took a screenshot and gave Claude this image and inspiration, and Claude interprets these designs and have their own decisions, but with your direction. This is important, okay? And we have the precision mode that basically is the full workflow, right? You give Claude your actual Figma section via the MCP, and Claude replicates it. And Claude can see your exact design, and obviously you are going to have a high fidelity results. As always, I repeat, the better the input, the better the output. Here we have an image as an input, and here we have Figma section as an input. So none of this would have been possible without giving Claude the right component and context, right? Here we copy the Claude prompt, and here we have the animation. We also have the layout and the composition. This is 70% of the work, and what we made here was adapt the style and also create a variation of the cards based on what we want to achieve with our content. So remember, I think this is the best process to design at the moment. We can iterate a lot with prompt components, and we can have a starting point with our prompt component, and from there we can create as many variations we want. So that's it.